Welcome to this brief video on PoolParty's new GraphSearch component. PoolParty is an enterprise-grade semantic AI suite which contains several components like the Thesaurus Manager, the natural language processing and text mining component, an ETL component called Unified Views, a semantic classifier, and the GraphSearch. In this tutorial, we will learn about the concepts of graph-based search as well as about the most relevant benefits of it. Imagine knowledge discovery based on search, recommendation, and analytics. That's how humans try to get hold of facts, isn't it? And that's exactly what GraphSearch is aiming at. In the next few minutes, I'm going to introduce you to PoolParty GraphSearch, a front-end solution that resides entirely on semantic web technologies and knowledge graphs. And since we're talking about semantic technologies, GraphSearch can easily consolidate data without data migration. It's like finding relevant stuff from a helicopter perspective. We call it agile, relevant, and intuitive. Last but not least, since GraphSearch leverages all of PoolParty's capabilities, this means you have artificial intelligence based on semantic web technologies and machine learning at your disposal. To give you a more vivid analogy, you can picture GraphSearch as an intelligent, context-aware, dynamic infographic. Enterprise search applications have become increasingly complex IT projects. Search has merged into a fusion of recommendation, analytics, and question and answering machines. At the same time, most cognitive search applications still suffer from the same basic shortcomings as poor search relevance. The holy grail of cognitive solutions is a combination of robust and customizable IT architectures, flexible information models that can be shaped by subject matter experts, and intuitive user interfaces. All connected data is unified based on a semantic layer, and therefore easily accessible and precise. If you search for something, most likely you search for facts and not a list of hundreds of documents that bury the actual knowledge somewhere beneath them. PoolParty GraphSearch introduces an entity-centric approach on different content types and business objects. In this case here, we open the wine cheese search space. You can see that it deals basically with these two entities. The GraphSearch comes with visual analytics that provide some context and already first insights into what you can find here. The bigger part of the screen contains the actual items or entities. On the left-hand side, you see wine and cheese related terms that can be used as facets. Facets help you to narrow down the search results. Let's select Grünefeldliner. As you can see, the visuals adapt accordingly. Now let's select one wine. What you get is detailed information on the item. On the right-hand side, you are presented with similar results. This refers to wine or cheeses that are similar to the one in focus. Now at the bottom, you see the core feature of the specific GraphSearch application. Based on rules set by a wine expert, the GraphSearch provides you with matching cheese based on the wine or vice versa. If you select the cheese, it works exactly the same way. Now, let's switch to a more familiar situation, a document-centric search. Have a look, please, and keep in mind that we treat documents as entities as well. Again, you get some visual statistics on the domain and facets to narrow down your search like we do it here for Germany. Well, first you see an expected list of documents, but once you change the view, you'll have an additional info on the respective item before you blindly click it. Similarity and recommendation plugins would work similar to what we see before. You can picture it as traversing a knowledge graph, for example, your very own data model. Like your brain would connect to the dots based on past experiences, rules, and facts. Documents are represented as entities as well, and GraphSearch can make attached metadata easily visible and usable. We'll look into that a little bit later. We empower the domain expert to actually design the relevant aspects of the search interface via a thesaurus-based approach. Based on the type of your graph search, you will either use the SCOS-powered taxonomy or create a custom ontology to define facets and the single document or rather object view. And as you can imagine, it's easy to iterate on this and improve the user experience that way. This is a feature you will like. Once you start typing, you not only get relevant topics, but, and this is really helpful, you get context. The drop-down gives you enough background information to support your decision making. The autocomplete feature provides context for a quicker and more precise action. PoolParty GraphSearch comes with a fine plugin architecture. Out of the box, you get a similarity and recommendation plugin. Both take the knowledge graph and its rules into account. Of course, you can tailor these plugins to your needs. To make a long story short, the new PoolParty GraphSearch component combines search, analytics, and recommendations. Thus, it enables your organization to easily thrive on data. PoolParty GraphSearch is semantic AI.